Blessed afternoon, collective. It's time. It's time. I've been waiting to do this reading for like 3 days. I could have pulled it at some point. I could have pulled it instead of the last reading that I did, but I didn't. I have a feeling it's going to be fairly similar in theme, even though I don't really remember the theme of that last one. There's a little bit of it, but I washed that away pretty quickly. It's time. We are right on top of it. Saturn retrograde. Still in Pisces. It's still in Pisces. But it is retrograde now. And it is not a lightening of the lessons. Oh no. No, no, no. Not with everything else that's happening. Very little of the astrological aspects, and I'm not an astrologer, whatever, I still don't know the word. Clearly I'm not one. I just feel what I feel. A lot of the traditional interpretations of the aspects do not apply right now because, well, it's a lot more intricate than just one thing. You can take the textbook definition just like with cards. You can take the textbook definition of an individual thing, but removed from the context of the situation, it's fairly meaningless. You got to put it all together. All of the pieces work together. Put that thing into context. Saturn, retrograde in Pisces right now. The teacher is in the class. Class is back in session. If you thought it was summer and you didn't have school, whoops. You're in summer school. That's what we're here for. Pluto has been kind of the teacher's aide, sitting in on the classroom, making sure everybody sticks around. Everybody knows Saturn's coming back. It's time. It is time for the final exam, the one-on-one session with the teacher, which Saturn is. And what are the lessons? Emotional ones. We are resolving karma. We are facing feeling. It's time to change. It's time to behave differently within ourselves. It's time to react, respond, treat ourselves differently. To acknowledge the things in the past that we haven't faced, all of the emotions that we've pushed down because we were taught to, because we were afraid, because we're taught to be afraid of emotion. It's time to feel them. Emotion doesn't go anywhere. You have to feel it. When you first felt that emotion and you shoved it down, it stayed right there. It never left. It never does leave until you let yourself feel it. You gotta let it flow. It's just energy. Everything is. Emotions are energy. All energy wants is to flow. It must. When it is restricted, when it's suppressed, it only increases the tension. It increases the desire to flow. It just pushes harder. And it's time to release it. What does that tension feel like? Well, exactly that. It feels not so great, man. It feels not good. It feels like suffering. It feels like pain. It's resistance. Resistance is attachment. Attachment is the root of suffering. It is what causes the sensation of discomfort within us, emotional discomfort. We think it's the feeling. It's actually the resistance to the feeling. If we let the feeling flow, it's not so uncomfortable anymore. In fact, there's relief. There is tremendous relief. There's even satisfaction to be found in that. And then appreciation. And then you're just rolling with it. You are flowing and blowing with that current of life. You're flowing with the energy the way that you intended to. We just weren't taught this. It's okay. We had to go all the way the opposite direction so we could really, really know with clarity, okay, this isn't it. We tried. We tried. This isn't it. Which means it is 180 degrees. It's straight back the other way. What have we been doing? Repressing emotion. What is it time to do? Express emotion. That's it. I could talk about that for days. I'm in a curious place emotionally, as I typically am. What place is not curious? Truly. Things are happening. Things are occurring in life experience around me, as they are wont to do, as is in the energy. It's time for a lot of towers, for a lot of changes, for a lot of sudden dramatic shifts, events, unexpected occurrences, all of these things being tossed at us to say, here you go. Show us how you handle it. It's time for the test. It's not a test so much as an involved practice, a practice when the coach, the teacher, is here saying, all right, you've been on your own studying these skills. Now you're going to put them into practice in front of me so that I can assist you in correcting. You show me your form and I observe and help you make some little tweaks so that you improve in this. That's it. And we're going to keep doing it until you improve. Because that's what you asked for. Because that's what you wanted. And what you asked for is given by the universe. There's no getting out of it. This is the path designed by our souls. We chose this. We've chosen all of it. All of it serves us. Today, the Guardians want to talk. Because they don't do small messages. And this is not a small message. They're big cards. They mean business. I hesitate to use them a lot of the time. Because, well, they're big. They're intense. There's a lot of energy attached to them. They're kind of a pain to shuffle. But, you know, they get the job done. They don't mince words. What is at the bottom of the deck? Just randomly. Whenever I put the cards back, I shuffle them and I ask them to prepare for the next reading. I don't know when that is, but they do. It's justice, baby. It's just look at this. Just feel. You don't have to know anything about anything. Feel the energy of this card. What stands out to you? What do you feel about this? I'm seeing breaking free, cutting loose, cutting the ties that bind. That red string of fate that we had tied ourselves, that we thought was fate, that thing we thought we were chained to, that wasn't it. No, it was always fate. It was always destiny to break that tie, to break loose, because we can't be chained. We cannot be contained. We are limitless, baby. We don't fit in no box. It is time to rise and to be led by intuition, to follow the heart, to be freed. What's under that? Come on, bringing it home. Strength. Yeah, it's time to rise. It's time to face the fear. That's how we get justice over it. Justice for ourselves by looking the fear in the eye and saying, I see you. I am not afraid of fear. I'm not pushing you away. I'm inviting you in. You don't control me. You are a part of me, but you are not me. You are contained within me. You don't contain me. What's underneath that? Three of Wands. I see it. Every time I say that, I think of Aaron in the office saying, I see it like I see a mountain in front of me. That's how I see it. I mean, it's right there. Seeing the fear in a new way, through a new lens. Seeing how it serves us. How it's only there to push so that we can allow, so that we become more unconditional. We have the chance to surrender, so that we have the chance to learn how to flow with it, flow around it, how not to let it control us. New horizons, a lot of things taking place. What's underneath that? Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, big new beginnings, long-term change. Stuff that's been a long time coming. Long-standing patterns falling apart so that new things, new stable foundations can be built upon. Guys, we've waited a long time for this. Waited is not even the right word. It's been in preparation. It has been in progress for millennia. I cannot emphasize that enough. The energy that is with us on this planet right now is unique. It is one of a kind. It's always a unique blend, but this blend, this very special 23 flavors magic formula is potent. It is here to assist us with ascension. That's what's happening. And it's not stopping. I can't even put the cards back right. I want one more. What's underneath that? Yeah, Knight of Cups. This is significant to me because I just saw a reading, and I very rarely watch readings on YouTube. Only when I feel called to it, which is pretty rarely. Just so happened she was using the Guardian deck. Didn't know when I clicked on the video. And this was the first card out. And it was a message for star seeds and light workers and all of that. If you're a light worker, you're a shadow worker too. Keep that in mind. Shadow is just the light that has turned off so light could know how bright it is. It's just as much light. When we accept it as part of us, that's when this stable new beginning comes. We learn to work with, to appreciate the whole of ourself, to love the whole of ourself, to flow that love freely within and without. When you discover that being in love is a state that you can access anytime, entirely within yourself, all on your own, you can be in love, and I mean that, without another person. You can be in love with yourself, in love with life, which is yourself, with everything that surrounds you. You can experience the joy and the beauty of that feeling of fullness, that feeling that life is for you, that everything is happening magically, just the path unfolding before you, that the birds are singing for you, the sun is shining for you, and that you are shining for it. That feeling is here. It's yours. Come on. 9 of Cups. Need I say more? We are unlocking love within ourselves, and that is the source of power. The source of our power, the source of our pleasure. It's the source. That's why it's the source of those things. When you draw your well-being, your satisfaction from source, which is the source of it, you cut out the middleman. You leave out every external circumstance and condition. You are loving, you are well, you are joyful unconditionally. You are being your true, authentic self. Being unconditionally. Unconditionally pleased, satisfied. You are self-satisfied and sustained. Wholly independent of anything. 6 of Wands, yeah. And that is victory. And it's all through the heart. It is all through the opening of the heart chakra, the invulnerability of absolute radical self-exposure, vulnerability. Oof, and it is it's a long time coming. It is that, not just a victory after a long battle, a victory after surrender. Realizing that all of this time, this whole battle we've been fighting was a losing one. The victory was in surrender. You can't lose if you're not fighting. You see, you can't be defeated if you choose not to fight. You're surrendering. You are going with the flow. You're allowing what is and accepting that and appreciating that and wanting that. And then you win. No matter what, you win. Let's shuffle the cards. Saturn retrograde in Pisces and this Gemini new moon, of course, which is a big deal. Assisting with Mercury in Gemini, or vice versa. There's a desire to communicate, a desire to express. I can't even shuffle these cards. Strength just wanted to come back out. I'm still shuffling. It's a desire to stand up, to no longer be guided by fear, be led by fear. We're seeing how the fear has forced us into corners and boxes that we don't fit in. We're done with it. We're sick of it. We see through the illusion. We see that the way out is through fear, is facing it, is surrendering to it. There's nothing to fear, not even fear itself. Not even fear itself. All right, let's do it. Pulling on. It's general collective. It's the soulmate cycle as a sample for general collective. But really, it's just the energy. How is this energy affecting us? What is really the general message that wants to come through even for the energy right now? Saturn retrograde in Pisces. New moon in Gemini, all the surrounding aspects and influences. Pluto playing a major role, Jupiter, the North Node, hell, we got even, I think it's Neptune that's going retrograde in Pisces at the end of the month. That's pretty far out, but it's already a part of this. I'm really shuffling for this one. We're getting this right. It's what it is. We're gonna keep doing it until it feels right, until it feels good. That's it. Okay, it's at the bottom. Nine of Cups. Look at that. I get Nine of Pentacles off of this too, particularly just with the peacock. There's a luxury, expansive, freedom, free-flowing, free understanding that satisfaction, that wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment comes from flowing with emotion, from flowing our own emotions. That is the source of it. It's not anything else. It's never been about some circumstance or some outcome. It's never been about anything outside the self. The source of satisfaction, of good feeling, is following your feeling, is in letting it express, surrendering to the moment, letting the emotion be what it is, the entirety of the moment be what it is, embracing that manifestation of it. That is the embracing of yourself. And that feels good. That's always been the secret, was feeling that, because I'm curious. Two of Swords. Interesting. Interesting. There's a card underneath that wants to come out too. We've been at this crossroads for a long time. We've had a long time to look at this. And it's become more and more clear. We're supposed to feel good. We are in fact supposed to feel good. That is in fact what we're here to do, is feel good. And bad feeling, as it happens, just serves good feeling. That's all it does. It's not bad. It's a good thing to feel good. And if it feels good, it is good. But if it feels bad, it's not bad. It's just not good. You see? Which means it's pointing us towards good. And in that way, it's actually good. It's actually beneficial. It's actually serving good. It can't get away from good. It can never not be of benefit, not be in service to good feeling. The path is becoming clear. Yeah, the path is becoming clear, and there's motivation happening. Where there was limpness, we are being reinvigorated. Yeah, Page of Cups, yeah. Fresh love. There's a lot of new love in general. A feeling of new love for the self. A feeling of new love for all around us. Wanting new love. Realizing if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. And that doesn't mean it's bad. Again, there's no judgment here. There's no moral indictment. It's just contrast, and contrast is clarity. It's just information. The more clearly I know what I don't want, the more clearly I know what I do. That crossroads is no longer so confusing. Oh, I go towards the emotional fulfillment. Oh, I follow my heart. I follow the good feeling. And that's what feels good. And that's how I flow with my own energy. That's how I become a cooperative component and working with the universe. All of these things. Let's pull it. Why do I need to cut the cards? This isn't done. I need to cut the cards, but I wanted to know what's on top. Queen of Swords. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of this happening. Epiphanies happening. And then there's that expression of it. That's this kind of airy Gemini type of energy, which Mercury is the ruler of, I believe. And creating this just directness. It's removing fear. Where it was once difficult to maybe have these conversations or express this emotion, it's just becoming clear. There's no need to be afraid of that. I'm just holding myself back from satisfaction, from what I want. I'm not serving anybody else. If I want to honor the people around me, then I'm truthful to them. Then I'm authentic with them. That is honoring them as much as it is me. If I want to honor them, then I honor myself. It is not a service to anyone to withhold my truth, to withhold my emotion. I let it express freely. That's happening. I'm cutting the cards because I am. because that's happening now. And what's after the cut? High Priestess. Oh, it's all coming up. There's something, there's something being revealed. It's a lot of things being revealed. It's things being revealed to us. It is us sharing those revelations with others and sort of shocking them in a way. There's a lot of controversial type energy here. Expose, but we're the ones doing it. We're putting it out there going, hey world, you know, you want to look at the real me? Well, here it fucking is. I ain't ashamed of it. Here it is. You were trying to dig up some secrets? Let me tell you all of them. I'm not ashamed. There's more to this card though, because it's hidden energy. There's the Nine of Wands. Yeah, something is blocked. Why? Seven of Swords, come on. Okay, one more. Justice. Okay. Why the universe is being very cheeky right now. There's multiple layers attached to this. The deep one is the universe going, you ain't seen nothing yet. Just wait for it. It's pulling all of the strings. It's putting everything in place. It's like it's orchestrating this episode, this expose, this episode of Maury Povich or Jerry Springer or whatever it is. And it's like, it's juicy. It's juicy. The other level of it, the more surface level, is the resistance to keeping these things hidden. It's just not there. It's being removed. The bullshit isn't sticking anymore. Again, it's being cut loose. We cannot keep this resistance up anymore. It doesn't even make sense. We don't want to. We don't want to lie. We don't want to engage in the bullshit. There is this fresh desire to expose, to express, to unburden, unload this. Yeah, okay. I'm shuffling again. Shuffling again. Oh my god, I'm telling you, the Guardians have always got something big to say. There comes the Fool. That's it. Okay. That's it. Yeah. 10 of Wands at the bottom. The dam is breaking. Again, same energy. I mean, especially with the Fool here, which I'm keeping in the connection position. This is essentially the first card out. It's new. It's lit. It's facing that fear. It's feeling the urge to take a risk, to take a leap, to do something different. It just feels right. There is this drive towards it. It feels good. Part of that is the realization that all the other feels bad, feels not good, and that's what it's there for. That is what contrast is there for. That's letting it be contrast, going, oh, this doesn't feel good. Let me do the opposite of this. That's it. What's underneath? There she came right back. Is that other? Yeah, 9 of Swords. The rest of it came straight back. I'm telling you. It is that same energy. Oh, 10 of Wands. Yeah, we've been working against ourselves. We've been working against ourselves by keeping things hidden, by keeping ourselves held back in the shadows, small, by not speaking our truths, not being authentic. Just, again, the inaction is the self-sabotage. It's not the actions that we take that we regret. It's the actions we don't take. It's not the things that we say that we regret. It's the things we don't say. That is always how it works. It's time to let loose. Speaking of letting loose, I'm going to have a little sip of my Di Savono because I'm a little parched. I need some hydration. And it's just too good. It's just really deliciously good. All right. Base energy is the dam breaking. Oh, jeez. And the deck breaking. Tens, it's the end. We have a fresh beginning right here. What's in the 3D? Five of Pentacles. Interesting. It is time to break loose from this. This is an interesting energy in this deck. It's a Five of Pentacles that doesn't feel like any of the other Five of Pentacles. It's a lot less cold and a lot more quiet, but ready to burst. It's a realization that now is the time. Now is the time. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for our own lives to happen instead of living them. We haven't been active participants in our own lives. We've been so afraid. We've just stayed back in the shadows. We've fought the current. If you just let the current take you, your life happens. Oh, it happens for you. It absolutely does. The universe is bending over backwards to support you. When you let yourself go with that flow, it does. Things happen. Yeah, the current is always changing. There are times of stillness when things slow down and times of rapid expansion where things really take off. There's times when there are lots of pieces of contrast flowing in, when you're bumping into some things because you asked for that. And there are times when it's totally smooth sailing and there's just nothing in your path. The difference between having a good time and a not so good time is your resistance or allowance of that flow. The path is the same, but when you're trying to grab onto anything as you pass by, when you're trying to direct this flow, you hit a lot more bumps. You have a rockier road, you have a rougher go of things, and you don't enjoy the experience because you're not releasing to it, because you're not surrendering to it. When you surrender to it and you're relaxed in that flow, not only are you seeing how it all happens for you, but you're aware that everything is working out for you. You're aware that it's all to your benefit. And you are, by deliberately allowing, participating. You are an active participant in your own life experience. You don't control the experience that comes to you, but you control your angle in the flow of the energy. And that's really what feels good. When you are sailing on the sea, you're not trying to control the sea. You're controlling your sails. You're controlling your rudder. That's it. And that is what allows you to enjoy that experience or not so much. What's in the soul position? It's time to come out. It's time to come out of the cold, to stand out in the crowd. Raise your voice. Eight of Pentacles in the soul. Interesting. It's steadfast. It's deliberate. It's quiet. It's been working out of sight, out of view. It's been setting this up for a long time, is the feeling. There's a realization here too. I'm just drawn to the holes on this. A realization of how we've been trying to fill the holes in our energy with things other than our own energy, and that doesn't work. Again, there's no satisfaction in that. It's very fleeting. It's very temporary. It's really not even satisfying. The way to fill yourself is with yourself. You must be full of self. That is how it works. You fill yourself with soul energy. You fill your own cup by your connection to divine, by your embracing of the present moment, which is yourself, exactly as it is. You allow your cup to be filled. You allow the fullness of yourself to be manifest authentically. You allow yourself to embody that self. You feel the satisfaction of that. You feel yourself as the whole of the universe. And the whole of the universe is you. And that feels good. And then there you are, feeling good because you can. Because you choose to. Because you felt yourself into that place. Not by forcing, not by assertion, by allowing, by releasing, by surrendering, by receiving. Simply that. What is the hidden energy? Message from the universe. What is it? Five of Swords. That's interesting. There was never a mistake. Even when we thought we were shortcutting things and shortchanging, when we were sort of shortchanging ourselves by playing it safe, by running from the emotion, it was always coming back around. It was always coming back around. There's no escaping it. There is no way to shortcut this. You cannot cheat the universe, ultimately. You can think you got away with it, but it's inescapable. It's just, it was always going to work out. It always does. It is always working in your benefit. Even if you take this long, meandering road around, you were still going to get to this spot. The universe knew it. Your soul knew it. It's part of your path. It is destined. It's just meant to be. What is meant to be, bees. Always. It happens. The universe finds a way. It does not matter how much resistance you put up. It flows around your resistance. That's why the plan is so beautiful and so perfect. Because it just flows around. It's allowance. It's not assertion. It doesn't try to force you. It lets you be whatever the fuck you want to be. Lets you do whatever you want to do. You have free will. And you still get blessed. You still get the lessons. You still learn. You still advance, expand, explore. The universe is still expanding. The basis, the foundation of our existence in this physical reality is freedom. The result is expansion. Point blank. No matter what, whether we think we're doing it or not, whether we're trying to or not, the universe expands, we expand. The purpose of all of this is to have a good fucking time doing it. And it's time for that. It's time for that. There's a lot more here. What's in the final outcome position? King of Pentacles. Stability. Balance between the masculine and feminine. This is the most balanced of the kings. It is, in effect, the balanced energy of the Emperor. That which is grounded, which is stable and secure in itself, trusting of itself, allowing of its own emotions, free-flowing in them, generous. I like that. I like that very much. And it wants to speak. I'm noticing the bird in the corner. This king wants to give a speech. Typically that would be something like the King of Swords, the King of Truth. In this case, there's just, it's a desire to express, to share what we've learned, to integrate the lessons, put them into action, demonstrate them to ourselves and to others, and then to share all of that. Interesting. What am I going to clarify with? Let's clarify. I don't know. Rider-Waite. The Rider-Waite wants to talk. Look at that. The Hermit at the bottom. The Soul. The Soul wants to speak. I'm taking another sip because I am thirsty. This plan has been in place all along. I mean all along. The entire time. The entirety of time. Shall we say. Not just this incarnation. Every incarnation. I have this feeling there are more old souls incarnated on this planet at this time than ever before. A lot of them that took a break. That had some lifetimes and then hung back and said, you know, I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to integrate this in a different way. And now they're here. They're here participating. They're here because they want to participate in this, because that energy is needed, because it is the old souls that are leading this ascension. Again, it's not a dick measuring contest. It's not a soul measuring contest. It just means you're older. It just means you've done it more times. It just means you're in the class that is 3 years ahead, because that's where you are because you were born 3 years before. It's just what it is. And because of that, you are in the position to lead, to teach those who are coming up after you. That's what we're here to do. What's underneath that? Yeah, to share this. To share this experience. Spiritual awakening is a pandemic right now. I might get dinged for even using that fucking word. I don't care. Spiritual awakening is happening to everybody at an alarming rate. It is souls all over waking up. It's time to be vocal about this. It's time to share. It's time to say what's happening to you. Because it's not just happening to you. It's happening to everybody. It is happening in collective. It is rippling through. Again, we have passed that 51st percentile. It happened some time ago. But the energy has been escalating. And now it's at the point where it's becoming visible. Where the changes that have already taken place energetically are happening, are beginning to affect three-dimensional reality. There's that Page of Cups again. Okay, so there is more to this too. There's a lot of layers of energy here. Energy is always in layers. It is always connected. It's like an unending onion of sorts. Next layer of energy, or just another one. Again, being fed by the soul, feeding the soul and letting the soul feed us. Understanding that that is where the satisfaction comes from, the good feeling, the joy, our appreciation of life. A joyful experience of life comes from following the soul, from nourishing the soul and letting it nourish us. How do we do that? By feeling the emotions, honoring them, expressing them, and following the good feeling impulse. There's a desire to connect with others in a more meaningful way, to really give where it is received and receive where we want what is given, where we feel, where we know it's mutual. It is that seeking of mutual hell yes, and again, the releasing of that which isn't that. Understanding there's nothing wrong with it. It's there for us to realize, oh, not it. Not the mutual hell yes. Something else is. Let me stop giving to this so that I can give this other direction. What's under that Page of Cups? Death. Yeah, let me stop giving. Stop giving to the little love and start giving to the big love, the fresh love, the real deal. That which is mutual reciprocation. We cannot get away from the High Priestess. I'm telling you, there is something else here. There is this outskirt, something on the outskirts just watching. It is the strangest sensation. It is like, it feels like being spied on. There's something out there watching. I mean, yeah, that's technically what's happening here, but there's something else. Something hidden. And yeah, it's also the end of hiding the secrets. It's the end of denying intuition, denying emotion, repressing the feminine. All of that is coming up. It's being given to, but fuck. The soul has the secret. The soul knows the secret. It's in on the conspiracy. The conspiracy is for ascension. The conspiracy is for you. The conspiracy is for your joyful life experience, for your path of highest good, which is the highest joy, to unfold. And it is unfolding. It's just this feeling of, it's so juicy, wait till you see it, but you're not going to see it. It's just like, man, do I have something planned for you, says the universe, for everybody. And it's going to blow your fucking minds. I don't even know. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Fool. Why is the Fool here? Okay. Why is the Fool here? Immediately. Look at that. Why is the Fool here? This is not technically read with the Fool, or technically it is. It is technically separate from the rest of the reading because it's direct conversation with the universe. But the universe is saying, no, it is read with the Fool. It's the Five of Swords. Hi, big boy. You can't escape. You can't shortcut this new beginning. And again, it feels right. The real victory is here. There's an awareness that we've just been dancing around it, but we know the path to it. And it's this, and now we want it. It is just inescapable. The card that fell out is the Four of Pentacles. We've been holding ourselves back from it. Everything that you cling to is just clinging to you. Everything that you try to have control over has control over you. There's a realization of that happening, that this isn't serving us. This isn't what we want. I want to know what's fueling that. Yeah, it's just keeping us stuck. It's not really what we want. What we really want is to let that go. What we really want is around the next corner. And to get there, we got to leave this corner. We got to let this one go. We got to leave it behind. This behavior has just been keeping what we want from manifesting. It's been keeping us from enjoying life, from pursuing our bliss, which really just means following the bliss, right? Following the good feeling, which is the bliss. It is the reward in itself. Let me tell you, you don't need anything to manifest outside of you when you're just following the good feeling emotion. You are feeling good, and that's it. You don't need anything else. And it feels good to not need anything else. End rant. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? It's time to let it go. Six of Pentacles. I mean, that's pretty explicitly clear. Yeah, it's time. It's time to take the lessons, to receive them and be grateful for them, to understand how everything that's happened has served us. Even this behavior, even this clinging, it served us by creating this feeling of resistance, which doesn't feel good, so that we have the opportunity to recognize this doesn't feel good. To put two and two together. I feel the not good feeling. I see what I'm doing. I witness what's happening that's creating it. And the resistance is the result. All of that drives me to let go, drives me to surrender. Naturally, I want to release this resistance. I want to feel better. I don't want to feel this. Resistance is serving me by pushing me to let go of it. And I couldn't know that. I couldn't know the sweetness of surrender. I couldn't understand how that is the key without having this experience of the opposite. Again, always, contrast is just clarity, always serving us. You cannot know and really, truly appreciate what it is that you want without knowing very clearly what it is you don't want. You can't know that without experiencing it. Without dipping your toe in there and going, no, not so good. Not for me. Thanks. Thank you for showing me. Not for me. Now, not only do I have a better idea of what is for me, but I appreciate that. I appreciate what is for me because I've known what's not for me. Five of Pentacles. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? In the 3D, this is interesting. It's a push. It is a push. Again, the same way that the universe encourages you to put on a jacket when it is very cold outside, because that is relief. Oh, it feels so much better. It feels good. It is encouraging this leap because it would feel good. And I feel like that is getting through. The energy moves from 5D to 3D, from the soul through the heart, and then is received by the mind. You first receive the feeling, the good feeling in the heart. That feeling becomes a good feeling impulse that is then translated into an actionable sort of thought within the mind. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? It's time to go. It's time to fly. Everybody. Yeah. Page of Wands. It feels good to go. It's time to go. Again, it's that the Page of Wands is excited about what is around every next corner. We're realizing we can't find out what's around that next corner unless we leave this one behind. This one's not serving us. We've explored everywhere there is here. We want to know what's over there. It feels good. It makes sense. It's time to go over there. And there's this removal of fear. It's just, it's all falling into place. What I want is over there. It's not over here. Or even if I don't know that it's over there specifically, I know I just follow my heart. I follow it this direction. I follow my nose like Toucan Sam. It's the same principle. I follow the good feeling. What's on top? Yeah, I follow my heart. I can't even say it. I wanted to call this a Six of Swords. It's a Six of Wands. There we go. But that's where the resolve comes from. That is how we balance our energy. Balanced energy feels good. That's how you feel good, is by following your heart. How do you follow your heart? By opening the heart chakra. What does that result in? Open expression of emotion, expression of truth, fearlessly facing. Fearless is not even the right word. You feel the fear and you do it anyway. You're just not influenced by the fear. In fact, you let the fear serve you. You let it serve you. And yeah, it's just been in the cold for a long time. And that the longer we've been in the cold, the more we've wanted to come in, the more enticing the warmth becomes. Cold just makes us appreciate the warmth. That too. The longer we've spent in the cold, and the more that we engage with it and really acknowledge it and dive into it and feel what it is to feel cold, right? The more clarity we have about why we want warmth, what warmth is, and how to get to it. How do we find warmth? Well, we follow the thing that is less cold. Which is how the soul speaks to us. That is how it speaks through emotion. It is a little bit like playing hot and cold with someone, where they had an object and then you're searching around and they're going warmer, warmer, colder, colder. That's how you do it emotionally. You feel your way there. This feels colder. This feels warmer. Let me keep just sort of feeling around this direction. Well, what if I did that? Doesn't feel so good. Well, what if I did that? That feels warmer. Yeah, and then you just follow warmer. You just go that direction. You do that thing. What's red with the Six of Wands? The Queen of Wands. Yeah. It feels good. It makes sense. There's attraction here. It's not the fakey McFagerton energy. It's maybe a little bit of dropping the guard, but this is attraction. The open heart chakra energy is wickedly attractive. It is attractive. It feels good. I mean, it's Empress energy just oozing out of you. Empress energy is soul nurturing. It is warm. Quite literally, it feels warm. It's like ooey gooey and warm, melty chocolate chip cookies. It's delicious. It is attractive. It's attractive to us to follow that within ourselves, to flow that within ourselves and be guided by that. There's a realization of that happening here. Again, it just feels good. There's this curiosity, there's this desire, there's this drive, there's a new passion, a new zest for life, understanding now how it works, understanding this is how I feel good, this is how I have fun with this whole thing, which is what I'm here to do. I'm here to have a good time. This is how I do it. By feeling within myself, first of all, being open to all of the feelings, letting them manifest, letting them express, witnessing them, and then just seeing where they guide me. What do I learn from this feeling? Where is it sort of directing me? How does this impulse feel? Does it feel good? Does it feel not so good? If it feels not so good, then what is the direction of good from there? It's still directing me towards the good feeling impulse. I have that information to just turn around from now. And then I go that direction. Or is it the pure good feeling impulse? And I go, oh yes, this lights me up. This rings my bells. Let me go over there. That is how it works. And that is getting through. Again, it's making sense. It is making sense into 3D. And that's translating into the brain as a, oh, I let go. I just gotta let go. That's how I do this. That's how I feel good. That's how I follow the path. I let go. When I give, when I'm open to giving, I'm open to being given to. When I appreciate reception, I become receptive. When I am witnessing and appreciating the receptivity that I see in other, and I recognize myself as that other. It's not other, it's me. I see how the universe is giving freely. I see how it is received freely. Cat hair, pardon me. I open myself up to receive. I fill my own cup. That is how it works. Then I'm not taking from anybody else or trying to take from anybody else. I am open to receiving the infinite abundance of the universe. I have infinite resources aligned for me that I can receive. My well-being, my joy doesn't impinge upon or impede upon anyone else's, nor does anyone else's joy impinge upon mine. It's not related. It's unlimited abundance. The universe has no limit to resources. We are, in fact, creating more. When you desire something, you add that asset to the universe. You create that thing for you. just for you. And it doesn't take from anybody else. No, because you added it. You generate additional resources for the universe to then draw from, to add to the pool. By your desiring, by your requesting of it, you are expanding the universe. It only becomes more abundant, more unlimited. Tell me about this Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles in the soul. I've been shuffling like a mad woman. Eight of Pentacles in the soul. Yep. Ah, that's what I like. Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's just, there's no stopping the flow. It's getting through. The soul has been working in the shadows for a long time, and it's been putting things in place with the universe for a long time. Your higher self has been working on this plan with you for a long time. Now it's all just here. It's in place. The energy is aligning environmentally, astrologically, to open the heart chakra, to increase the flow of emotion. When you are flowing your emotions, you are swept into the flow. When you release that resistance because you just can't keep it up anymore, you just get sucked into the vortex. That's what happens. The second you stop the resistance, your cork bobs to the surface and you're flowing again. You're back in the flow of life. That's it. And then all you got to do is just let that stay. Just let it be. Let it be that way. Even if you add some resistance again, you'll get tired. You will give it up. You will give it up. And you'll be right back here, flowing and blowing. I want to know what's underneath that. Yeah, the Emperor. Letting go of that control. There is no more controlling this cup. When you realize the true power, the true control is in deliberately surrendering, is in the choice to flow, the choice to let go. Again, that's where the power is. Then you got it all, man. When you realize the soul fills itself, the cup fills itself when you let it. When you are working with the soul, when the ego, the masculine energy, the mind, is working with the feminine energy, balanced with it, in fact, devoted to it, championing it, saying, you lead, you are in charge. I am choosing, I'm using my power to choose to follow you, soul, to follow the Empress. Why do I want to know what's underneath that? Yeah, because it's Empress energy. Powerful Empress energy. That's what feels good. Following the soul. And that is where the liberation is. That is the whole secret. Liberating the flow of your energy, the flow of your emotion. That is your freedom. That is how you break free from the illusion of the three-dimensional matrix reality. That's how you become unconditional, unconditionally well, unconditionally self-satisfied, self-sustained. What's on top? Look at that, Queen of Swords. The truth is known, and the soul is demonstrating it in a way that we will not forget, that we cannot forget. Emotion shall flow. Why? Because it wants to. Bird, again, bird in the air, one bird, singular truth. Not nervous, straightforward, certain, sure, steady flowing of this cup. Understanding it erupts because we've held it back. When we don't hold it back, this is just a steady stream. It's just this nice even flow that continues. It's just filling itself up and flowing, and then we're, again, flowing in the energy. When we don't resist, when we don't hold ourselves back and hold on to things and try to cling and control and manipulate, when we don't do that, it's just this calm flow. And again, things, the current increases and decreases. We still have the contrast, but we're steady in it. We're balanced within it. We're flowing with it at all times. When it slows down, we slow down with it. When it speeds up, we speed up with it. When there's contrast, we receive it. Instead of ramming into the rocks, we just bounce off of them, side to side. That's it. Why is the Queen of Swords here? That High Priestess came back. Yeah. There's just something about that High Priestess, man. And I'm drawn back to the Nine of Pentacles. There's that Two of Cups underneath. I didn't know that was there either. Balance in the soul. This uprising of feminine energy, an uprising of intuition. It's kind of it's a glimpse beyond the veil, so to speak. Everybody is realizing, the soul is opening and helping everyone realize the divine orchestration of their individual life experience. And then not just that, but seeing it in other people too. Witnessing the divine orchestration of someone else's life and putting the pieces together, and then seeing how they link up, how your two lives have connected at just the right point, and other people. And it's just this broadening understanding of, oh my God, it is all working together. It's all aware. It is all self-aware, and putting the pieces together in a very particular way. And that way is not only for the benefit of all, it is benefiting us all. It's actually happening that way. It is all actually playing out for the highest good of everybody. This High Priestess is extremely mysterious. Man-made wise. Man-made wise. That is the third pillar. That is the pillar of the High Priestess. Boaz and Yakin are represented, which are masculine and feminine energy. Those two pillars, when balanced, this is in Kabbalah, when balanced, reveal the third pillar, which is man made wise. It is the wisdom, the wise man. It's the blended being. When that happens, Malkuth which is earth, essentially, it's the physical, is open to Keter, which is the ethereal, the realm of heaven. It's the flowing of that divine consciousness. It is the coming of new earth, essentially. It comes by our perception of it, by our realization, our active realization of it happening. And it is happening. Wow. That's pretty wicked. I'm having another sip. Holy moly. I knew this was going to be a big reading, but my goodness. Okay. Five of Swords. Let's talk about it. Five of Swords. Hidden message from the universe. You were never going to stop this. It was always going to work out to your benefit. It was always going to be this way. But it had to be a double-blind study. It's not a true experiment if the subjects aren't fully roped in by the illusion, in a sense. You had to suspend your disbelief. And how better could we do that than you forgetting, than creating a very convincing illusion, but it was always going to work out this way. I don't know where that's coming from, but that's the feeling I'm getting. Why is this Five of Swords here? Yeah, you could never escape it. You cannot escape the divine plan. Nine of Cups, you can't escape the happiness. You cannot outrun your blessings. You can't. You get blessed anyway. It is what it is. You cannot buck the current of well-being. That is the universe. That is the current itself. That is the wellness of all being. That is intrinsic to being. It's an intrinsic property. It is inherent to it. It is unable to be separated from it. All being is well. All being is stable and eternal and happy. The real joy is coming in. There was the things we thought we were satisfied with and that we tried to be satisfied with that weren't really satisfying. They're all falling away. Why are they falling away? So that we get the real deal. That's it. It could never be stopped. Yeah, it could not be stopped. It's time. It's time to see how we've been settling out of fear. Settling for things we don't really want. Settling for less than, for things that don't feel good, for things that are not in alignment for our energy. Again, there's never a moral indictment. The thing that you don't like is not a bad thing. It's just a thing that isn't for you. And it's for somebody else. Let that thing be for somebody else. Stop holding on to it. You're just then sort of keeping a thing that doesn't belong to you and actually belongs to somebody else from going to somebody else. In a loose way of speaking, but that is how it works. That's imbalanced energy. That is quote unquote karma. And it doesn't feel good. What feels good, what balances that energy, which feels good, is letting that happen, is witnessing this, is seeing, I've not been honest with myself about what I really want, what I enjoy, what feels good to me. But I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing if it's not a hell yes from both parties, whatever it is, then it's not for either of us. Then it's a hell no. It's a no thank you, really. But it's a no for me, dog. And that is in the service of both of us. That means there is something for both of us that is more in alignment with what we want. And because of our participation in this experience, we have a better idea of that. Now we know what that is. And that's a thing to be grateful for. Again, nothing went wrong here. You let the contrast be contrast. It's just when we sit in it and try to turn it into something else, well, maybe I can make it into something that I like. No, that's not the point. That's not what it is. That just keeps you in the contrast longer until you finally get the point that it's not what you like, so that you go towards what you do. What's on top? The Lovers. Holy shit. Everything I just said. I mean, this is the choice that is made for us by the universe. This is the choice that was made by our soul. Our soul made a choice to enter into contrast, to enter into karmic situations, which are just lessons, which are, again, contrasts, sort of, there's an imbalance of energy. And maybe even it knew we would perpetuate that imbalance and therefore accrue karma in that sense. But it always knew that was just going to push us more and more towards the relief, towards the releasing. Again, the relieving of that. Tension naturally craves release. The further we go into the contrast, the more we cling to it, the more it is pushing us to let go of it. The soul knew it was going to let go. It was going to reach that tipping point. It was always going to happen again, no matter how much we fooled ourselves into thinking that it wouldn't, that we were good where we were, right? We were good with this. No matter how long we played that game, there was always going to be this energy, this time, this moment, where we came to the realization of exactly what was happening. That we weren't serving ourselves, we weren't serving anybody else, that it's time to let go of this thing that is not really for us, to release that which is not meant for me. That just means it's not meant for me. It's meant for somebody else. And there is something else that is meant for me. And you know what? It was meant for me to have this experience, to realize, not for me. So again, nothing went wrong. It's just all been for this divine timing, for this moment to take place. What's read with the Lovers? Yep. 10 of Swords. It's time to let go. I mean, again, 10s, the end. It's stop trying to resurrect the thing that is dead. Stop trying to turn the contrast into something that it's not. Let it be contrast. That's why it's here. That's why the soul chose to engage with this, to have the experience of, oh, not this. Let me put an end to this and go over here and give to this other thing. Not continuously struggle and try to bring it back and try to make it work. It's, you let it go. Yeah, it's time to stop giving to the things that we don't want to give to, that don't feel good, that don't give to us at a soul level. If giving to this thing is not soul nurturing, again, it's not bad. It just means that ain't it, Chief. That ain't it. It is not an energetic alignment. Go find the thing that is. Now you have more information. That's what it was there for, to give you that information. Oh, I got my card wet. Sorry, 6 of Wands. Got a little slippery there. All right, tell me about the King of Pentacles. Oh, did I drop? No, I didn't drop anything. I just thought I did. Tell me about this King of Pentacles. Coming in from the cold, ready for this new beginning. Balanced, wanting to communicate something because it just feels right, because it feels good. There is a good feeling impulse towards it, a draw towards it, and more awareness of that. It doesn't have to be this deep kind of spiritual awareness. It's just the awareness of, I have a desire to do this, and it's a strong desire, and it feels good. Just that. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Okay, okie dokie. Whoa, King of Wands and the Sun just poked out for a second. There's a lot of clarity about running from emotion and what it is that we really want. Yeah, there's Temperance at the bottom. It's communication, expression, balance, more, just balance. The energy balances. It resolves. That is the outcome. We are moving towards resolve. That is, again, we're in this class with Saturn until we balance the energy, until we understand how to do that and do that. Because that's to our benefit, because we ask, because that's how happiness happens. We're here in this class to learn how to feel happy. And Saturn is teaching us this. It's showing us, it's demonstrating you do it by balancing your own energy. Here's how you balance your energy. Do I need to say it again? Oh, you just let it flow. You let it flow. You expose all of it yourself. You flow freely with it. You trust it. You know that you are on the path. That you are on the path. That whatever happens, happens for your benefit. For your highest good and joy. And you trust that. And you just flow with it. And then you're balanced within yourself. You create this new pattern. This new way of being. This new marriage to presence. Marriage to yourself. Marriage to moving with the flow of the current. This place where you are never one thing. You are flowing, moving, never the same in every moment. Just letting it happen. And trusting. Absolutely trusting. Knowing that everything that happens in your life is right. The timing of it is right. The placement, all of it is exactly right. When you feel that, when you feel yourself in that place, you feel the rightness of everything that is, it's indescribable. Again, you see the whole plan playing out before you, and you don't even have to see it. You feel it. And you're just basking in the glory of it, all of it. It's words fucking fail to express what this feels like. It's so right. It is so good. It is bliss. It's ecstasy. It's all of the highest terms. It's rapture. And that's what's happening. You know, that's what rapture is. That's what it means. It's not some puff of smoke. It's not people disappearing. It's tapping into this place of bliss where you are experiencing, you are within the flow of yourself so powerfully and fully that you are enraptured. You're just in love with all of it. You're just in awe with, thrilled by all of it exactly as it is. It's beyond description. It is beyond words. It's just, you glow. You feel yourself glowing. You feel yourself as that vibrant, malleable, eternal, unending bundle of energy. Just all of these colors folding and flowing within one another, and that moving with the whole of the universe. It's exquisite. That's what we're doing. That is what this is. That's how ascension happens, by each of us individually experiencing rapture. The collective soul experiences rapture, right? You see where this is going? What's on top? We have the card of the angel right here. Four of Swords. After a long period of silence, the heart is open, and everything that's contained within it, these are the wishes made by the heart, right? This is sometimes indicative of prayer, but it's deeper than that. It is the heart's truest desire, those things asked for by the soul, essentially. Red, the Six of Wands here. The heart is open. The brain is turning off, and it's trust. It is things coming in because it feels right, because it's time. What's red with that? What did I just say? There's that fucking, from the pre-shuffle. The Pentacle. I was talking about this earlier today. Totally unrelated. It's the Ace of Pentacles. Again, it just feels right. It's being sucked in. When you release the resistance, you are sucked into the vortex. You automatically become the cooperative component to your own life experience, to your own highest joy. Automatically. When you release the resistance, when you stop doing that thing you're doing, as Abraham Hicks says, that's just holding yourself in tension, you're off. You just get picked up. It's profound change. New stability, long-lasting stability. Long time coming. Been out there on the outskirts. The soul planning for this, working on this again in the shadows. Out of sight, hidden. Working on this. But now it's time. It's time for this switch to flip. It's time for collective soul to awaken, to experience rapture, and to share that experience, to begin receiving in a new way and building upon this new foundation together. Deepest wishes. Everything that you ask for is given. Sometimes we ask for things that we think we want, and we receive them. And then we find out they're not really what we want. But that's to our benefit too. Turns out they were just contrast. They were there to be clarity, so that we can now refine that desire. And we go, oh, this and this I like, this not so much. Again, not an indictment. None of it is bad. It's just I'm learning more about myself and my preferences and my unique personal expression of self. And by releasing this thing that is not there, that is the contrast, and allowing, trusting, knowing that I'm always going to keep refining this desire and keep moving new directions in it, then I allow the new to come in. There is a powerful desire to express here. I'm going to pull final 3 cards. And that's going to be it for this reading. Final 3 cards. Message from the universe. 3 cards and a crossing card, that is. Am I going to pull from the bottom? No, not pulling from the bottom. Just 3 cards and a crossing card. So technically it's a separate reading. Separate 3 card. Okay, message from the universe. Whatever you want to say. Advice, parting shots, you know. Best dad joke, whatever it is you got, universe. That's it. Okie dokie. King of Cups. Yeah, somebody wants to express. I mean, a lot of somebodies. I mean, everybody. Everybody in this energy wants to express, wants to spill their guts. I do want to know what's underneath that. Come on, the Tower. Yeah, that's a big spill. That's a big old spill. That's sloshing all over. That's flooding the kitchen. Okay, with that emotion. Whoo. Some of it is under the influence. I'm just gonna say, one way or another, it happens. It comes out. What's on top? Justice. Can't. One way or another, it happens. One way or another, justice is served. Justice involves communication. Something is communicated. Something is expressed. Something gets resolved, gets balanced rather dramatically, rather suddenly. In the same way that you don't know it's going to happen until the jury walks back into the room. They've already decided they're walking down the hall, but until the second that they walk through the door, you're just sitting there waiting. When they walk through, it's pretty sudden. And then it's only a matter of minutes between them conferring with the judge saying the jury has da-da-da-da-da, and here's the verdict's delivered, boom, court's adjourned. That's it. It's all pretty quick from there. There's no more deliberation. There are no more arguments. We don't hear any more arguments at that point, right? There's no more hearing from the defense or whatever. It's done. Justice is served. This is case closed. What's next? The fucking star. Holy shit. Yeah, it's coming out. Yeah, it was always gonna come out. It was always... We were always going to reach this place where we realized we had to express this emotion, where it wasn't serving us to keep our truths, our feelings, our authentic expression of self stuffed down. What does that result in? Well, a Tower. Emotional break. This is emotional breakdown type of energy. It's coming out. It's spilling out, even if we try to stop it. It's that one scene from, what is it, like, I don't remember, Evan Almighty or something, where he's making Steve Carell just and he can't stop himself. It's that. It's just words coming out of your mouth. One way or another. Why? Because it's time. Because you asked for it. Because all of us asked for it. Our souls asked for this. What's red with justice? Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. It's the Empress, in case that wasn't clear. Major Arcana. Major Arcana. Major Arcana. Minor Arcana. Fueled by Major Arcana. This is happening, okay? It's just what it is. It's no longer reserved, no longer in control. And just to reinforce that, more Major Arcana. The soul driving. The Empress energy driving. The Empress is the judge in this court. And she's saying it's time to express the emotions, buddy. It's time to get real. It's time to let it flow. Let your freak flag fly. Just let it all hang out. I mean, it's time to follow the soul. Empress energy is on the rise. It's not stopping. Empress energy is emotional energy. It's soul energy. It's intuition. and it expresses freely. It is championed, it gets its sense of self-worth from its own internal masculine aspect. And it is championing that, it is balancing with its own masculine. That's why it's rising. That's why it's standing up for itself. Again, balancing with its own internal masculine. As it does that, it draws the attention of the external internal masculine. At risk of going too far with this here, which is the ego. The ego turns and goes, oh my God, I like you. I like this. This feels good. Do more of that. And hey, everybody else, I'm following this now. This is in charge. And this says it's time to feel. It's time to go deep in the feelings, feel all of them. They're all here to serve us. Every single one. How do we let them serve us? By feeling them freely, by embracing them, by witnessing them, honoring them as they are, fully engaging in presence with them, not asking them to change, asking them to express themselves. That's how we let emotion serve us. That's how we set it free. That's how we allow it to transmute into a higher version. It's time to feel, and it's not going to stop. That is the message. Holy moly. Over an hour for this one, and it's well deserved. I am very pleased with this. I'm very excited about this. I resonate deeply with this message. I do intend that it resonates for you, for all of collective, really. I would love to know. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you feel so inclined. But one way or another, this is happening. That's just what it is. I'm just here to report on it and celebrate and rejoice. Get high on my own supply and just, yeah, you know, go with the flow of my own energy, the energy of life, because that's what it's all about. And that's what feels good to me. And all I care about is feeling good. So that's the message. Hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a beautiful, fantastic, fabulous evening. Just lean into it. Whatever emotion arises, embrace it, accept it, allow it. It is there to serve you. You cannot get it wrong. You can only ball yourself up in resistance against it, and then you just get not feeling so good. And that's it. You're just not feeling so good. Nothing goes wrong. All you ever got to do is go, let me just feel this instead. And you're back. You're free again. You're back to feeling good. Your key is always surrender. Surrender leads us to appreciation. Appreciation is how we escalate, how we put some gas in this engine, the positive upwards momentum. That's it. That's the whole secret. And we get to keep practicing it forever and ever and ever. And that's really cool too, because we only get better at it, which means we only get better at feeling good, and we only feel more good. So I'm pretty excited to keep practicing all of this eternally. That is the message. Have a beautiful evening, and know that always, in every vector of time and space, I absolutely love you.